I've talked about this before, like I told you on my TikTok. So when I was young, I think I was at the age of 8, 9. I met yeah, no, I think around the age of 9, 8, 9. So I've always loved playing football. Whether I was good at that time or not, I always loved to play football. So and around those time when I was in Zim, it was happening that if you are a good football player as a kid, you should either have an academy or maybe a team in the community that you are participating under. You should have a team in the community where you are playing and you're doing so much. So usually those teams were headed by our elders. For example, the one who was heading the team that I was in that I was playing as part of was actually at the age of, I think it was 14. So imagine I was an 8 year, 9 year old kid. 9 year old could be, and I was playing with a kid who was 14 years old. So the age is not really a problem, but what happened was this: other teams were really, you could see things happening. Maybe they were also with children where the higher class or upper class parents where they would buy school, they would buy them the jerseys for the whole team, they would buy new interesting footballs, and when we come and we play with them, while we're playing with them, we're not even wearing anything, we're just wearing our different clothes, and we just have to play because we have nothing. They have got some football boots which they wear, and I don't even have anything. I'm just using my own feet. So you'd understand that most of the time you'd play. And I remember at some of the worst grounds we used to play, I would get another friend of mine's shoe. So he would wear the right shoe because he was right-handed, and I would wear the left shoe because I was left-handed. So that either when I'm kicking the ball, it's easy for me to control with the leg that has a shoe. And this was not even a football boot; it was just a normal shoe that I was just wearing by then. And because of that, you would come and say to your parents, I want football shoes and stuff like that. I'll tell you, we don't have money. We're really struggling to do this thing. And by that time, my parents were living in Botswana and I was here. So it was really difficult for me to communicate with. And the people were looking out for me. I was living in my grandmother's house. It was hard for me to even try by almost to reach her, even to do something to ask her, because she was even struggling to find the food we were eating there. So this guy came up with an idea. I'm talking about the elder guy. I'm not gonna mention him by name. That is gonna be weird. And he said, "You know what you can do? We're talking about me and the other kid that I was with, because we were the only kids where we had like tuck shop where they sell food, we sell things to the community. Those small shops that are always close to the houses, and they're like, why can't you steal money from your uncles, from me, mine was my uncle, and that one was his mother, and when not from your mother, so that we try to save this money to buy a ball for our team, and just do some things." And those were the days, those weird chewing gums that had tattoos on them, and would just celebrate with those. I remember, because I wanted to fit in, because it felt like there was an opportunity, there was an option. If we don't do it, we are out of the team, and we are the only ones who could do it because we had the family where we had an easy source to get the money. So I did it. Stole something from my grandparents and my uncle especially, and it affected him, but I did not notice. I was just a kid. Just continue. I did it the first time, and this boy did it, and I remember we celebrated. He bought a box of those chewing gums with tattoos, and the people he was sharing with the team and stuff like that. And I think we did it again the second time, and I did not like what I was doing, but I was just trying to fit in. The third time I was caught. And if you remember, by then I think that was around 2007, 2006 in Zim. And I think that has really not have changed really, but if you're caught stealing, no any black parent, I know this everywhere all over the world, no any black parent will ever want to raise a thief in their house. And I've been caught stealing, and my uncle has been saying the bookwork has not been making sense. Have you been stealing money? I don't even know how much I was stealing, but I know I was taking something. It was crazy, people. The funny part, out of the money we stole, 3 on, then the other kid actually did almost about 4 times. One, the ball that we were being promised that they were going to buy a ball for the community, it was never done. We kept on making those plastic balls as the football we were using in the field. The only thing that was bought were those chappies and those chewing gums with tattoos, and only. And so you find that at the end of the day, you spend the whole entire time doing things, doing something that is unlike you, out of your character, trying to fit in into a group of people, which doesn't, you don't even achieve what you're doing. So one thing that you have to take as a lesson if you're watching this as a kid, nothing that happens, you can never achieve anything in life if you do it in the wrong way. I'm talking in stealing or what. You can never find either joy, or you can never even achieve whatever you think you will achieve by stealing. Try to do things the right way always. That's my advice to you. But what I'm saying is that after what we did, nothing happened. While I'm in trouble, I remember that same night my father beat me. And I remember the next week, the firstborn of my grandfather, I went to his house, he beat me as well. My father came from Botswana 2 months later and was beaten again. So 3 people beat me, which, when you think about it, I saw 3 times and 3 times, so it makes sense. But I was punished because of stealing, because I was trying to fit into a group. After that, I told this guy that I'm done, and that's when I left the group of that football game, and I was like done. And with the pain that I actually experienced, because this is serious spanking, people, not what you hear, I'm gonna spank you or you're going to win a timeout. This was serious. They don't play around in Africa, they beat. When you talk about beating, they beat. So that's what happened to me, and that was my first time being beaten by my father. My whole entire life he has only beaten me once. But he was never going to accept a child who is a thief. And at the age I was, if I had continued doing this, stealing, where do you think I would be in life? So now when I think about it now, after so many years now, I'm just thinking about the direction of life, where my life could have gone if I had actually allowed myself to go to that with the way I was looking like, the way I was being led. Who would I have been? What would have happened to me?